Conor, in February of 2013, we spoke for the first time. You didn't have a car, you didn't have a pot to piss in. All you had were blueberries. Now here you are with the undisputed gold. Enjoy it, my friend. You deserve it. You called it.
Yeah, from nothing to something to everything. So that's where I am right now.
If you can see it here and you have the courage enough to speak it, it will happen. So I see these shots, I see these sequences, and I don't shy away from them. A lot of times people believe in certain things, but they keep to themselves. They don't put it out there. If you truly believe in it, if you become vocal with it, you are creating that law of attraction, and it will become reality. They say I'm just talk, but here I am walking. Where's everybody else? I'm here. It's in my head 24/7. There's nothing else I can think. I don't think about nothing else. If and that's it. I'm just curiously fascinated with it, and I can't stop thinking about it. Everything I do in my life is related to this. I don't do nothing else if it's not got to do with fighting. You know what I mean? And that is why. You know what I mean? To be truly good at something, all you've got to do is show up.
Is that not unhealthy?
I don't know. Do I look unhealthy? Take a look at this physique. I'm in phenomenal shape, in body and mind. To me, what's unhealthy is living an unhealthy life. To me, what's unhealthy is getting up and going through the same day every day of your life, 9 to 5, in an office or in a, you know what I mean? That's unhealthy. That beats your mind. I don't work. I love what I do, and that's why I'm doing what I love. You know what I mean? That's why it's become a career for me, because I love it. I love what I do. So I don't think it's unhealthy. I feel good in my mind. You know what I mean? It's my life. I'm not going to stare at it. You stare at your past and you'll end up staying there. It's okay to look back and admire it, but you carry on. I'm not in the business of staring back at it. You know what I mean? And getting lost back there. People say a loss can make or break a fighter, but trust me, a win can also make or break a fighter, because they get comfortable with a win. People can get comfortable with a win, and slack off then. Slack off on the training, slack off on the diet. They've won one. They're winners now. That's not me, you know. You sleep on a win and you'll wake up with a loss. So I just carry on. I dreamt this so much, so clearly, so precisely, and so frequently that it has manifested itself into reality. And that's what I am feeling right now. It's a dream come true. If we are obsessed with something and we truly pursue our passion with everything we have, regardless of anything else, if you are obsessed, work hard and put in the time, you will succeed. And
How are you, sir?
how are you?
Good, congratulations.
Thank you.
I was asking you on Thursday about his right hand.
Yeah.
Can I tell you what you told me? Word for word, you said, I felt when we stared down, I felt his right hand was twitching, which was a subtle tell for me. He is ready to unload that right hand, and I feel that could be a downfall for him. If he lets that right hand go, I will not be there. I simply enter the way I enter, and that is enough. They either overextend or they shrink away, but either way it is not good for them. I will create traps and dead space inside that octagon, and I will walk him into that dead space, but all of a sudden he will be in danger.
Can you recall what it felt like when you landed the punch? It only took one punch.
You know, when you hit the soft part of the face, you actually don't feel nothing. It's an unusual kind of feeling. So I hit it and he was on the floor, and when you hit it clean, you don't feel it. It's nice, it's soft.
In July, you were emotional. Tonight, you almost feel speechless. It seems like it's hard for you to fully verbalize.
I am calm,
Yeah.
tactical. I came in confident. I came in where many doubted me. Everyone doubted me, so I came in and said what I would do, and I went and done it.
You said this week you were going to prove your point. Do you think you accomplished that?
I feel so. Sure, there's something. I'll wait and I'll giggle at what they say tomorrow, but that's amusing to me and my team, but we done it.
I feel to be at the pinnacle of any game, in whatever you do, you've got to be a little bit gone to it. You're not all there. You've got to be almost insane to your craft. Not a lot of people can understand that.
I wanted to read you a quote from 2013 that you said. It's really poignant, and I think it deserves to be read out in full, so just bear with me. I've lost my mind on this game, like Vincent van Gogh dedicated his life to his art, and he lost his mind in the process. That's happened to me, but fuck it. When that gold belt is around my waist and my mother has a big mansion, my girlfriend has a car for every day of the week, and my kids' kids get everything they ever wanted, then it will pay. Then I'll be happy. I lost my mind. Can you just reflect and talk to me about how that makes you feel hearing that in 2021?
Yeah, it's been some rides. I've got it done, and I'm up here mad as a brush. You know what I mean? I've been through it all, my friends. I appreciate that, and it's been a wild ride for me. It's not been easy at times, but what a life! And I tell you what, I wouldn't want it to be any other way. I'm very excited to be back here. I'm very excited to have fans back in the area. I'm very excited with the competition, the multiple competition. I just feel invigorated. You know what I mean? And as you said, about artistry and all, and Vinnie Van Gogh, I'm gonna paint a beautiful picture here inside this octagon on Saturday night. And I'm very excited to do so.
I've lost my mind doing this game, yeah? Like Vincent Van Gogh. He dedicated his life to his art and lost his mind in the process. That's happened to me. But fuck it. When that gold belt is around my waist, when my mother has a big mansion, when my girlfriend has a different car for every day of the week, when my kids have everything they ever want, then it will pay. Then I'm happy I lost my mind. Yeah? I'll die a crazy old man.
Staying on the straight and narrow. You know what I mean? Just staying on the straight and narrow. Because I seem to be I can be a product of my environment. You know what I mean? If I'm in with the wrong crowd, I just kind of become wherever. You know what I mean? So that's why I like to be isolated, and that's why this has helped me coming out here and being locked in an apartment on my own, building back up my leg, going from rehab to home to rehab to home, because there was no outsiders. It was isolation, it was visualization, it was motivation, and it was dedication. There was nothing else going on in my life, you know what I mean?
And you don't like people too, right?
I mean, it's not that I don't like people, it's just that I'd rather just, this needs to be, to get to the level that you need to get to the pinnacle. It needs to be like that. It needs to be no outsiders. It needs to be, you need to have your team and your focus, and that's it. I don't need friends that aren't involved in this game, or that aren't on the same path. You know what I mean? Because it's just it doesn't make sense. And that is a demon that I need to conquer. You know what I mean? Because I have friends outside of the sport, and I can get into trouble and go out, and you know what I mean. And not that they're never not going. These guys aren't going to be friends. These people are my friends for life, of course. You know what I mean? But I just need to be able to control that.
Sure, you need to cut that off, and to a certain degree.
Exactly, to a certain degree.
And then all of a sudden I'm in my room, and I knock on the door, and it was John. Comes into the thing, and we had a mad heartfelt talk, and we said, look, we can go and do it. Tom is that they're getting signed. I'd like you to come back. Let's chase it. And then that was that. I rang Tom. And then that was that,
So it's your mother that deserves the credit.
Definitely. My mother definitely.
If she doesn't make that call, you probably don't come back.
Probably. I don't know. I probably would have just went back. I don't know what would have happened. Who knows? But yeah, definitely my mother. I love my mother very much, and I mean she's been, like I said, when I was chasing this dream and had no job, and I was collecting social, my mother would if ever I was like in real stuck, my mom would come and help me out. You know what I mean?
It's a beautiful thing.
A beautiful thing. The Irish mothers, there's nothing like an Irish mother. Yeah, they look after their sons, and my dad always slags her over, and jeers her over, because, like, compared to an English mother, he always compares them. But no, my mom looked after me if I was ever stuck, or if I was ever in trouble, or maybe even if I was in the wrong. My mom would still think I was in the right. You know what I mean? I still campaign that I was in the right. So no, my mother definitely reached out there and got in touch with John, and then John, of course, got in touch with me. You know what I mean? It was a perfect storm. Everything was perfect. The fact that I went through these thoughts as well, I think, early enough, where I was already thinking about what I was going to do early enough. You know what I mean? Like, what am I going to be like 20? Am I going to be 25, 26, 27, sponging off people and doing fuck all? You know what I mean?
What would you have done?
Who knows? I haven't a clue.
This is your life, it's your job. Did you ever have, let's call it a normal job, Conor, a 9 to 5?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the Irish thing is to get into a trade straight away. I was no different. As soon as I finished school, I was always getting pestered. What are you doing with your life? You're doing this, doing that. they didn't know what it was. They didn't know what MMA was. They didn't know what none of this. They didn't know I could make a career out of it. As far as they were concerned, my man and dad I'm talking about, as far as they were concerned, I was just getting into a cage and fighting with some other guy. They didn't know nothing about it. No one did really, but I knew. You know what I mean? I knew. But and then I ended up getting a trade just to keep them quiet. Because I used to have a lot of fights with my dad.
What trade did you get?
I ended up getting a trade as a plumber. Literally up in the back arse of nowhere, up in the Wicklow Mountains. And funny enough, that site was one of the biggest sites in Europe. Kilternan. It was right at that skiing place. Huge. And now it's just abandoned. Now it's just deserted. So I used to go up there 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. I was on that M50. I used to have to walk to the N4. About half an hour from my house, wait for some Limerick guy that I didn't even know. He'd drive on the M4 and I'd have to flag him down. Nightmare, yeah. 2 hours down on the M50, 2 hours back. Literally 14-hour days, and I was the first year, so I had to go and do everything. I had to go to the shop. I had to go and get this and get that. So I always had trouble with that, and I was like, this isn't for me. This is not for me.
How long did you last?
I lasted 18 months doing it, but it was tough, you know what I mean? It wasn't the life for me, you know what I mean? And then John said, because I was training with John as well at the time. And then John got in touch and says, I have a show, I'm running a show, I'd like to fight on it. And then that was it. I just packed it in, didn't show up. My dad used to come in and punch the head out of me and like try and drag me out of bed. And I just wouldn't go, you know what I mean? I had an uproar for a good few years with him over, but and that was it. I just packed it in, quit, and then focused on training. And I knew what was gonna happen. I knew I was gonna get here. They didn't. There was a lot of stressful years, you know what I mean? A lot of tough times. But I proved them wrong. I proved myself right. Thanks for coming down, Phil. I really appreciate it.
No worries, bro.
Good rounds. Best opponents. Family. Movement, good exercise. Good music, good clothes, good food. These are the things I love. Competition. I love competition. I love it.
Weren't you working in the plumbing business?
I was working in the plumbing business at the time, yeah, but I'm trying to think. It would have been around that time that John. I'd left the plumbing business. I left the plumbing business.
How bad was that?
The plumbing?
Yeah.
Horrendous.
Were you actually in the trenches?
I mean, it was an industrial.
Ooh.
So it'd be like building this. It'd be like the plumbing that would be needed in a place like this. 6 o'clock in the morning, and the motorway. And I used to have to walk for about an hour to get to the motorway, and then I'd stand on the edge of the motorway and wait for a bloke to drive by, so he'd give me a lift. And then the motorway was like getting renovation at the time, so it'd take me 2.5 hours to get to the place. It was out in the country. Then I'd be there for 10 hours walking, and I was a first year, so I was the worst of the worst. You know what I mean? It was only beginning. Then 2 hours to get back in the traffic again. It was just a horrible time. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to do this. And then I just left, and then I just stopped going, didn't get out of bed. Then my dad would come in and try and bait me out of bed, and we'd have fights. And literally, for a good while, I didn't really speak to my dad. We just kind of stayed away from each other. Anytime I come across my dad, anytime we did speak was to fight.
You lived in his house?
Yeah, I was only 18, 17, 18.
But you didn't talk to him? Isn't that kind of awkward?
Yeah, well, not like it wasn't, whatever, you know.
You didn't have just a deep relationship?
But since this has happened,
right.
Since the dream has happened, since the vision that I had has come true, and like he went through a tough time as well, because he got testicular cancer.
Oh.
So he got sick and all over it. And in my head I was thinking maybe I done that because he's worried about me and doesn't know what I'm going to do, and all these fights that were happening all the time. And like, I'm talking full on fights. You come in and punch it. We're going at it. Yeah, we're going at it.
You're punching back?
But yeah, we're going at it, yeah.
Wow. What did your mom say about that? Who's so protective of you?
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know. She just stayed out, you know. But since,
why did it get to that point, to where he was that mad?
Because I was doing absolutely nothing. I was out getting into
you.
trouble. Yeah, basically felt like I was doing fuck all. I was a waster. You know what I mean? I was a waster. Got that, called that a lot. You know what I mean? But now, like, and then when I start getting that focus and realize, no, fuck, I'm gonna make this happen. And then now that has happened, I'm making it happen. I have a great relationship with my dad. Like, we talk all the time, and I even see energy in him, and I see energy in my mind. Like, it's depressing times for a lot of people, and there's a lot of bad stuff going on in the country. A lot of people are struggling. Everybody's struggling, But now since them seeing me chase this dream, it's given them an energy, and I see a new lease of life in them, and that alone spurs me on even more. So it's all just a perfect storm that is happening for me, and that is why I have this tunnel vision, and that is why I'm willing to kill every single man in my path to get that belt, you know what I mean, to secure the future, from my family's future, you know what I mean. That's what I'm doing it for.
Will they be here on Saturday?
They'll be here on Saturday night. Yeah.
They went to Boston, right?
They went to Boston.
I think they were on TV holding the flag, right?
Now now they're famous. Now they think they're famous. You know what I mean? My dad is floating around like. But honestly, it's phenomenal to see. Like it's uplifting to see that. You know, to come out, my dad being depressed and being sick, and then coming through it, and now he's like fucking flying around the place. It's phenomenal.